Howdy, friends and floorheads. Happy Sunday afternoon here on the East Coast. Boy, we left things at quite a moment. So this is Mothership. We are going to be playing this in just a second, but I know some of you are not super familiar with Mothership. It's sci-fi horror. Content warning. We will be using adult language. I might be pretty descriptive from a horror and a gore perspective. So if that is something that triggers you, I would recommend maybe not watching, but we've got other stuff like our Star Wars that you can jump on and watch that. Where did we leave off? So you guys link up, pick up the cargo, which just happens to be about 80 zealots headed off to a brand new planet in cryosleep. You guys jump.
Oh no.
We lost him.
Best timing ever. Yes.
Yes.
Hey, Craig, hold on. Oh, there you go. You just went back live. It took a while for stream to catch up, so go and start
We're
over.
getting a ton of background noise, buddy.
Sorry.
That's all right. So you guys come out of cryosleep, realize that you've only been traveling for 2 years. Something pulled you out of hyperspace. You do some investigating and realize the pilot, another android, has been destroyed. Just the four of you are out and about. You bring up the blast shield. You realize that you are one of many derelict ships now orbiting a moon of a planet. But you're also facing a ship called the Alexis. You do some scans. You find no life forms. Our Teamster and our Marine head over. They get there. They find these grotesque pill bug type creatures that are about 1.5 feet long. You guys fight them off. You go into the cargo. There's some sort of screwy statue type thing there that has humans, like their heads are attached to it. Their dead bodies are hanging off of it. Kind of lose it a little bit. You throw some grenades on it. You hop out. You hear the explosion in the cargo hold. Everything looks fine. And then you see the creature at the end of the hallway. It's this emaciated gorilla-shaped beast with an oblong egg-shaped head and a vertical maw that just opens up and screams at you. And that's when we cut off. But back on our ship, the Providence, we've also got our scientist and our android that are just helplessly watching while they're getting messages that the life support is failing. So let's hop right in. I'm imagining we've. Oh, hold on. I'm imagining we fade in from black, and we see kind of that TV episode freeze frame of the beast where we left him last, and we're anticipating as an audience that we're going to jump right into that action, but we don't. The camera immediately cuts over to the province, and we're going to see what our scientist and android are thinking as they stare at everything happening.
Yeah, I see. I assume I see this on grainy body camera that looks like it was made in the 1980s for some reason.
Exactly.
So not a lot of detail, but I could tell that it's not pleasant or friendly or human. I'm going to try to hack into the Alexis again, and I'm going to try to see if there's an AI that I can actually communicate with, like Hank on our ship, if it still has power.
Sure. So let's. I'm going to let you roll that on advantage because last session you had such it was a critical success the last time you hacked it. So let's go ahead and try to do that with advantage.
Hackety hack. Don't talk back. Where's my character sheet? Okay, here it is. Intellect, advantage, roll.
All right, so the 50 to your target 56 with the advantage, you are going to be able to hack in. It's going to take a little while as you get connected and you go through it. Now, I remember we shut down some systems last episode, but I don't remember, did we turn Hank off or not?
I joked about it, and then I don't remember what the decision was. I thought we decided to leave him on, but
okay.
Yeah, I don't believe he's off.
All right. So as you're connecting and going, Unfortunately, warning, unauthorized access aft cargo bay. Unauthorized access aft cargo bay.
This is the Alexis computer. This is ours.
Oh.
Nose
so,
goes to check that out.
Yeah. So during all this, while he's hacking, Arlo's been pacing back and forth between this and the captain's cryo chamber that we recently just kind of started defrosting. Once he starts hacking, Arlo's kind of looking over his shoulder, and then as soon as he hears that, he's like, "Oh shit, my plants!" And he starts booking it without even talking to Watts towards the cargo bay.
So Arlo, you know that obviously because it's a cargo bay, it has an airlock, right? And it has the double door airlock system. But you have never used it at this point. Once you converted that cargo bay to this topiary, that was just unused. So you're aware that on the far side, when you get there, there's a large cargo airlock that is there, but opening that airlock won't necessarily open up to space because there's a second airlock after that. Where these things are happening here, we don't know. So we see Arlo head off down the hallway, the cramped alien style dead space hallways that are just never quite tall enough, never quite wide enough, considering where you are. You shoot down. We can see Watts.
Fire hazard.
We see Watts going at the terminal, trying to connect to the Alexis, and you're able to connect to it. But we need to jump back to our two gentlemen in the hallway with this 7-foot tall beast heading towards you. So we need a speed test for both of you. Let's find out who's going first.
All right.
So
I have some bonus as a.
What's that?
Do I have some bonus for tactics, athletics, or military training for the speed?
I think the tactics does give you plus 10%, so you can roll it off of tactics and then choose speed. So the way that initiative works in Mothership is they have a speed value, and we can see that the major succeeded with a target of 51. He rolled a 31, so it's a roll under percentile system, whereas Brett rolled over 51 to 30. So if you succeed this, you go first. If you fail it, the monster goes first. So right now we're looking at the major, the monster, and then Brett, the teamster. Major,
My
you're
favorite
standing
Beatles
there,
song.
and this thing is lopping towards you like a running gorilla with its large maws in front of it. Its face is just opened up, and it's screaming at you.
How far is it? Like, if I'm thinking if I throw a grenade, it might bring it back to me. So that might not be the smartest
I
thing
don't
to
think
do.
you would feel safe throwing a grenade at this distance. So you're about maybe 15, 20 meters away.
So SMG it is then.
All right.
There was some aim action, but that was like whole turn aiming, right? Like
correct. You need to take your whole slow action to aim and not be interrupted.
Okay, let's do the SMG. Okay, reload it, and
so he's going to shoot his SMG. He's going to do that off of his combat skill. Go ahead.
Can I like shoot directly in his face? I remember there was some like targeting specific areas.
There's no way to target. If need be, we can do a random roll to see where you hit. So it's a little bit more simplified in that respect.
Oh, okay. So I will unleash the shots trying to hit his.
Yep.
Hit his small.
So you've got your SMG. The monster's lobbing towards you, and you unload. Let's see how we do. Well, not only do we fail, but anytime you get doubles in this system, a doubles on a failure is a critical failure. A doubles on a success is a critical success. You unload. And unfortunately, those that hit this thing don't seem to do any damage. And the fear of just something you've never seen before, easily 2.5 feet taller than you, lobbing towards you, you just empty the clip out. So all of the shots, flying bullets, so it's going to take you a slow action to reload. the SMG.
I shoot.
That's your crit fail. Beast comes up, and it's just going to takes a swing at you with its claws.
Okay, so I roll the armor. I get you. Well, I do.
All right. So the way this works is he rolled a success 18. What the major is going to want to do is to roll his armor and succeed, but with a number higher than 18. So he wants to roll below his armor, but still beat the 18.
Not 99, please.
Hey, all right.
You beat him by 1. So he rolls under his 50 armor and he succeeds. So this thing has got this huge, just elongated finger claws, and it comes and just swings at you. How do you avoid it? Do you get hit by it but not hurt, or do you avoid the swing altogether?
After I unleash the whole magazine of the SMG, I still have time to think, and I see that he's like charging already with the hand, and I immediately recognize that, and I'm able to duck like just barely under the his hand.
So it swings, you duck below it, it's right on top of you now. Brett, what are you doing?
Yeah, Brett's pulling his laser cutter over his shoulder. It's been slung behind his back this entire time, and he's going to arm himself, and he's going to take a shot at this monster.
So what this laser cutter is, just so you know, is it's not like a laser gun, right? So this is something you're gonna have to bring up very, very close. So it's meant to like use to kind of, cut through metal.
Right.
So if you want to get right on top of this thing and try to use your laser cutter, you can.
Yep. It probably helped that he went before me, so he came to me.
Yep.
So I'll, get right up
Now-
next to him, and I'm just going to start gnawing into this thing.
The key
Kinda
is
calibrate.
the key is that as you've got this and you start bringing it closer to the monster to use it, you look down on the gun itself, and there's a manufacturer's warning label says not intended for weapons use. Go ahead.
Just hit him with it.
Just cut his balls off immediately.
All right.
Just try to intimidate him. Just that's
Pull the
it.
trigger.
Yeah, pull the trigger. All right.
You're lucky you're not metal.
Oh, I guess I had to load it first in the system and then roll. Fuck.
All right. So you rolled a 49 to your target 48. So close.
Your ability to miss by 1 is remarkable.
It's been like this all week.
So what do you think happens there, Brett? So you come up with the laser cutter. You're going to have to get it within a foot to do any damage. You either don't hit it or don't do any damage. How does that play out?
I think in the mix of him taking a swing at the major, he's just moving too much, and I'm unable to get that right distance to make it effective, and it just kind of fizzles and just kind of falls on itself while trying to do any damage.
Perfect. Let's go
60 damage.
Let's go ahead and do another speed test, round 2. Let's find out who goes first. I've got a 55, a crit failure from Brett, and a success
Unbelievable.
for the major. So the major is going to go first, then the monster, then we'll deal with your crit fail on your speed test, Brett. Major, what are you going to do? This thing is right on top of you. It's kind of knocked the gun to the side, so the gun's really not pointed at it right now. The clip is empty, which means
I'm thinking
you're going to
like,
have to reach into your belt to reload.
is it like significantly taller than me? I'm thinking like try to tackle him down and give us some space a little bit.
So in my mind, how tall do you think you are? About 6 foot, 6'2"?
Yeah, whatever that means.
Yeah. So you're sorry.
Centimeters.
Yeah.
You're 2 stones tall.
5 hands. This thing is at least a meter taller than you. So it's looking it's looking face to face with you, but it's hunched over, right? But if it were to fully rear up, it would easily be a meter taller than you.
Okay, so trying to tackle it down doesn't seem like a good idea. Okay, I will take the long action, try to reload the SMG.
Okay.
I will reload it, and why did it reload only 3?
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about the sheet.
And I will try to make some space between myself and the monster. So I will try to back down, like not fully retreat with my back to the monster, but more like tactically back out and try to get point.
Yeah,
try
so
to
I'm
aim at him.
imagining
Yeah.
you're right there on top of it. It's knocked your gun. You unloaded the gun. You're pulling back just to give you enough space to maneuver, right? So you reach the belt, you lock the clip in. You're pulling back. You're now kind of even where Brett was before. You're kind of in front of Brett, and he was kind of moving around. So now you guys are kind of shoulder to shoulder in this hallway. This thing is just moving and flailing at you. It's going to take a swing at you again. Actually, no. What it's going to do is it's going to scream. So you pull back and it reacts, and it again opens its maw up, and you just hear this blood curdling scream that just fits your ears. I need a fear save from both of you. All right, so the major fails and Brett both fails. Give me a roll a 1d5.
1d5. How do I?
Just do /R space 1d5. All right, so that's 1 stress for you and 5 stress for Brett, and +1. So you fail to save. So that's a 1 stress. So it's going to be a total of 6 stress for Brett and 2 stress for the major. Brett, your critical failure on your speed test, I'm imagining you put the gun up, trying to hit into its thing. It is moving so quickly. So you kind of try to recalibrate. And as you kind of pull back a little bit, you stumble and fall to your back. So I've got you now on your back with this critical failure on your speed test. This beast, luckily for you at least, it is kind of focused on the major and kind of swinging at the major, but it's easily like a yard and a half from you.
I don't know what actions are going to be required to get up and hopefully reload.
That's a fast action.
Okay, so definitely get up, and I've got to reload this thing.
Says it just takes a round to recharge.
Oh, that's right. So it is loaded.
Well, no, you've pulled it. So now it's going to take, this is round 2. It's going to recharge this round.
Oh, I gotcha. Okay.
There's no like reload or anything. It just.
Is there anything I could do to maybe get an advantage on the next time where maybe I get up and try to bear hug this thing to try to get that laser cutter closer and try to hold on to him as tight as possible to where I might be able to.
Yeah. So I think one thing you could probably do if you wanted is I'd be willing to let you do, I'm willing to let you do a straight combat check to get behind it. Right. So the reason combat versus speed is I'm imagining tactically you're trying to outmaneuver and stay out of this thing's swing distance. So that would then get you behind this monster, which potentially could be a much better situation than it having, both of you at its front. Does that interest you at all?
I like it. Let me give that
All
a
right.
shot if that's all right.
So let's do a straight combat check.
Scariest thing in this game are Nick's rolls.
All right. So you're God, by 1, 49 of 48. So Brett, you're trying to like maneuver yourself around, but stay within safe distance. And this thing immediately recognizes what you're doing and kind of expands its presence, right? Doesn't literally get bigger, but moves its arms out a little bit to make it clear to you, you're not coming to my right. You're not coming this side. We're going to do a speed check in just a second. I want to cut to Arlo. Arlo, you are right outside of the door to your cargo bay.
Right. And at this point, am I seeing any agitation on the door on the far side, or?
So right now the door is closed. So you have not. It is not open yet.
Okay. So my hand nervously goes to the stun baton at my side, and then I ask Hank, Hank, is there anything going on behind that door?
Scanning. 2 unidentified life forms present in cargo bay. 2.
Are they human?
Hank sounds very different.
Scanning. Yes, they are human. Yes, I changed Hank a little bit, made him more easier to understand.
Oh, I see.
Hank, close this door right in front of me to the cargo bay and let them in, but keep this one locked.
One more time.
I'm guessing there's a door between me and the cargo bay itself, and then another door to
Correct.
space. So
Yep.
I'm asking to contain them within the cargo bay.
Got you, to close the door that leads to the airlock out.
Blast
Right.
door.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it. Got it. External airlock bay door 1 closing.
And at this point, there's comms connected everywhere, right? So I can talk.
Correct.
Okay.
Yep.
So I try to communicate with them. If I have to hit a nearby terminal or something, that's what I do. How did you get here? And that's all I say. I'm just like a nervous wreck.
So, and the way the comms will work within the ship is it's a little bit of kind of a walkie-talkie, press
Okay.
to talk. So you don't hear a response. And you also, you don't hear any loud enough noises on the other side that make it through the walls, right? So people talking and walking around on the other side would never make it through the walls of the ship. But if they were like blowing shit up and like causing a huge ruckus, you would be able to hear some of that. So you're not, whatever is happening on the other side is not loud enough to make it across the door. Let's cut to the cockpit, the terminal on there. You are now accessing and you have connected with the Alexis.
Alexis, list threat mitigation protocols.
So it does not appear to have any voice. So everything's coming through back to you as text.
Okay.
The first thing it comes up with is it says, Hank version 2545, active. Threat mitigation protocols, disabled.
Of course. I'm going to check on the fire suppression system in that hallway.
Okay. It's there. Do you want to try to hack through it and activate it?
I'm going to try to get access to it. I'm not going to hit the button right away.
Gotcha. Let's do another hacking roll. Normally I would have this as at a disadvantage, but because again of your successful previous ones, we're going to say you're getting pretty familiar with accessing the Alexis systems.
You have been around Alexis.
All right. 63 a failure. So you identify the system, you're trying to get into it, you're unable. We'd have to figure out another way around or another angle to be able to re-roll that. Let's cut back to our speed test. We've got Brett standing now, at least, with a recharged gun. We've got the Major somehow avoiding any type of damage and getting just beat up to hell. Let's do 2 speed tests. And pro tip, Brett, don't critically fail these.
Hey,
Yeah, maybe the gorilla can roll for you.
There's got to be a bug at this point where it just automatically rolls one, gives you one above whatever you're doing.
Well, his target's 30. His speed's kind of low. All right, so again, we've got the Major, the Monster, and Brett. What are we doing, Major, now with your fully loaded SMG?
Just point blank, I will empty a few bursts into his midsection.
And the click of your gun and the kind of your movement back there, it's kind of turned to face you a little bit. So he's got its right shoulder towards Brett and it's squared up with you. So unload.
Ooh, I was held. Oh, damn it. 56.
You rolled a 56 with a target of 56.
56.
I've never seen this before. So
is that
you
a fail?
Unload.
Yeah,
that's a fail. Yeah.
Welcome to the party, Major.
you unload and you're not able to get a direct shot, but you do see bullets cutting into the flesh. So it's not that you're not hitting it, right? But you are hitting it, but it's all brazen. Everything is moving too quickly. You're just skinning it here, skinning it there, not doing any real damage to it.
Just superficial hits. Oh,
exactly. This time it does that scream, which stresses you the hell out, makes you draw back. As that mouth opens for the first time, it lunges with the mouth. It rolls a 42, which is a success. So now you need to roll your armor. You need to succeed, but get higher than a 42.
Was it me or Brett?
Oh, it was you.
Oh, sorry.
That's only 3 damage.
You Major.
I'm sure the bite has no other effects. Jeez.
I mean, it's a second 99 that I managed to roll this game.
We need to
So,
power cycle this dice roller here.
You're spending too
Something's
much
wrong.
time with Brett.
So not only was it a failure, it was a critical failure. So this thing chomps on. I need you to take the 3 damage from the bite. And what we're going to do is we're going to have it grab onto your arm with such strength and crushing that you drop your SMG.
Mm-hmm.
So you put your arm up as its mouth comes close and it clamps on. You lose control of your gun. It's now clamped onto your arm. It's done a little bit of damage. Your left arm is free. Brett.
I'm going to try to maneuver myself in a way that I can get this shot off. So I imagine failing miserably last time, try to get in range to get this thing to work right. I'm in pure desperation. I'm stressing the hell out. I'm panicking. I'm just getting close and pulling the trigger.
Let's do it.
I mean, you're panicking.
Me as a player, not a character. Fucking A.
Dude,
What like? What?
Everybody
Hello.
Restart
holy
Foundry.
cow, that's
This is ridiculous.
insane.
Yeah. Let me
That
roll up
is
my new
insane.
character.
Those 2 laser shots combined would have done like over
So
100 damage. to it
you
at
bring
this
up the
point.
laser shot there. It's clamped onto the to the major. The major's dropped his gun. You come in closer than you probably should have, and you put the laser on. And as you pull the trigger, you can hear it heating up, and immediately it takes its claw and just knocks the gun out of your hand, and it goes flying up against the wall and hits the floor. So you're now standing there unarmed, no laser cutter. It's got its mouth on the major. Let's do another speed test.
I saw losing my hand already, so I'm kind of glad. Oh, I didn't roll with the. Oh, I succeeded
All
anyhow.
right, succeed. How about you, Brett?
Oh, you don't see that one there? Okay, let me re-roll.
Yes, that's
I
right. You
failed.
failed with a
I
78.
failed.
So we're in the same situation again. Major, what are you going to do?
So okay, I have my vibe chatty. So
Chatty, yep.
I'm thinking like if I could pull it out of my strap on the back or on the side and just jam it into his claw, trying to damage him enough for him to release my hand that he's clenching.
Perfect. So you pull this Vibchetti out. You click the button as you're drawing it out, and it starts vibrating. Imagine the blade's about just shy of a meter long,
Mm.
and you've got it like a dagger. You're holding it, and you're going right for the head.
Oh yeah.
Very nice. Let's see its reaction.
There you go.
All right, so it succeeds. So you come up towards the head. Here's the good news. It lets go. So in order for it to avoid getting hit by this, actually you'd be here, right? You had your right hand.
Mm.
You go up like this. It lets go, and you see the maw comes back, closes, and it pulls back far enough that you really accomplished what you wanted, right? It would have been great to have stabbed the thing in the head, but getting it the hell off your arm is done. It's going to go ahead and back up a little bit. That kind of freaked it out a little bit. It's going to try to do that infernal scream again. So I need another fear save from each of you. As this thing the scream just rattles at your bones. Like you can feel the sonic waves hitting your face.
Right.
Same thing. I need a 1d5 from each of you.
5. Oh,
So the major is going to be 4 + 1. Brett, that's 2 + 1. What is our what is our stress situation now?
major is on stress 21.
That's okay. And Brett,
Press 2.
it's going to be 2 + 1. 1 for the failing.
Oh,
the
I was just
save
trying to
plus-
trick you. I'm at 24. It's
24 and 21. All right, beautiful. All right, Brett, this is on you, my friend.
I'm
There's
done with
SMG on the
this.
ground, by the way. Just saying.
There is. Is it close to me that I could grab and potentially
you
get
can
a
grab
few
it.
shots.
He just literally dropped it at his feet, and you're right there. Do you want to?
I could imagine Major shouting like, "Just get the SMG!"
Yeah, I'm gonna dive for the SMG and try to dive and roll and try to shoot up at this freaking monster and probably fail miserably. But we'll see what happens.
Let's take a look here. All right, the SMG is over. I've got it off of the Major.
Mm-hmm.
You should have it now in your weapons.
Yep.
Let's do a click on it, and it'll use your combat.
Whoa!
Wait.
Look at him
wait.
go!
Wait, no, I'm sorry. You're gonna have to re-roll that.
Okay.
27. All right. Now it's going to roll its combat, which is its version of armor.
Yeah.
It succeeds. So you unload the gun. Again, similar situation where you're able to do some damage to the arm, to the side. It doesn't seem to have hurt the beast, but you are hitting it at that point.
By the way, there's one important note with SMG. Without military training, you unload the whole magazine. Whether with military training, you have controlled bursts. So I could shoot 5 times before reloading, but now you've emptied the whole magazine. You will need to reload.
Yeah, and he doesn't have.
next.
That's on your belt. So just you just unload and spray it all over the place, and you can see the dark green blood as it splats through, and it's definitely reacting to the fact that that's all happening. I want to cut to Arlo. Arlo, you've told Hank to close the cargo doors. You still got your door closed, and Hank has told you that there's 2 unidentified humans that are inside the hold.
So very nervously, I try to communicate with Watts, who has view of a camera. Do you have visual on these guys? We've got a situation down here.
Is there a camera in the cargo hold?
There is a camera in the cargo hold if you want to switch your terminal over to that.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull up that feed.
So you
Of
pull
my
up the
minority
feed.
report.
Yep. So you pull up the feed and you can see the cameras, and it's amazing what Arlo has done to this cargo hold. All of the plants and just the topiary and just the hydroponic systems that he's built out. Not ideal for the camera situation. So you
There's a
flip through
vine
the
growing up,
cameras. There's a ton of green, and on one of the cameras, you get a shot from above of what appears to be 2 vac suit helmets, and they're kind of a dingy brown helmet on 2 people. You can't tell if they're holding anything, and they seem to be moving towards Arlo's door. So they seem to be kind of working their way through Arlo's little jungle to get to the main door.
Mr. Waits, it's 2 unidentified people in vac suits approaching the sealed door to your hallway.
So my mind starts reeling as far as where they could have possibly come from. First, I think the Alexis, but then I think about all of those other ships that are floating around.
Is there anything docked to the? I guess the door is closed now.
And I can't communicate with them.
Well, you've tried to, right? So
Right,
you've
yeah.
tried to communicate and basically broadcast into the door, into the room, but no, they have not responded to you.
Okay.
I'm gonna patch through into the room. Identify yourselves, or I will begin decontamination protocol.
My plants.
All right. Let's take a look here. So Watts, I'm going to want an intellect check to see just how intimidating my little android is.
Not very.
So you can see as you say that, and you've got the camera on there, and they're slowly moving out of sight of this camera's view where you're watching. You obviously can't hear your own voice here, but you see one of the guys or things turn its head up. You can see the mirrored glass facing on the vac suit, and it kind of looks up, looks back down, and they're maybe 10 seconds away from getting to the door.
Mr. Waits, can you confirm that I should begin the decontamination process, assuming there is one?
I mean, you can have both cargo doors opened.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I don't know how much of a vacuum there is in there right now. If they docked, then the pressure would have been equalized between the two ships. So opening the outer door wouldn't actually like suck them out or anything. Because they got in through that door, right? It was open when you got down there.
How are the cargo bays attached to our ships? Is it something that we could detach ourselves?
Not these cargo bays. These cargo bays are part of the ship, which is different than the container that you're attached to, which contains the 80 colonists.
This is our closet.
Right. Can we get them to identify ourselves? And I'm saying that to Watt, still my hand shaking on this stun baton.
I have attempted to get them to communicate their identities, and they declined.
Well, I guess they're just going to have to stay in there forever. And the door's already locked in front of me, right? So there's nothing extra that I need to do there. Okay, so sorry, fellas, and I know that they can't hear me. But
so are you gonna? So there's one thing to say it's locked, like there's locked, as in they can unlock it manually on their side. It's another thing if you want to like passcode lock it.
Yeah,
Okay,
security lock it.
Let's
Right.
assume that you've told Hank,
Right.
authorize Arlo 442. Let's passcode lock that door. So Hank does that for you.
okay.
Let's cut back for a fresh speed test with our beast that's just getting skinned by these bullets, but it doesn't seem to really be drawing enough blood to do any damage. Brett, how is that possible, dude?
Oh, it's possible.
I mean, I get
Incredible.
failing on a 30 several
This
times.
is your
but
second speed critical fail. It total chaos at this point, right? The beast
Right.
is just going like this. It's moving and pulling back from all of the bullets. And for the first time, Brett faces you and just arm down, takes a swing at you. With a nice little failure. You guys now get to decide who goes first between the two of you. By the way, I used that crit fail for it to change and focus on you, Brett. That's what the crit fail was.
Okay. Part of me, I think my player would want to get Major out of there. We're not doing much damage, recognizing that round of shooting the SMG, emptying the clip. I think I want to try to grab Major by, I don't know, the scruff or with his backpack or his whatever he's wearing, grab him and just try to drag him and pull him up and drag him and start running away from this thing towards my laser cutter.
Got it. So let's go ahead. Well, first of all, when you feel him grab onto your back, the back of your cowl, Major, are you going to fight this at all?
I mean, I will react for sure. Like, I will, like, what's this? What's happening? But I'm aware of the situation that it takes me a second just to realize that it's probably Brett, and I will comply and we'll deal with that unsubordination later.
So if you guys both want to use your slow actions to get some distance
Yes.
and head back towards where the shuttle was, and there was, if you remember, if you turn around and head back, there was obviously where the shuttle is docked. Across from there was a ladder leading up to the second deck, right above it, and then farther down, based off of the schematics that Watts was able to pull, there is a science lab at the end of the hallway, as well as life support.
For sure, we will
Okay.
get some distance, and I will try to ping Mr. Watts. Mr. Watts, we need to disengage from the combat. Can you guide us to some better position where we can regroup and rethink our situation?
Pulling up schematics now. And I'm going to look to see if there are doors that are already open in the hallway. The closest door that is already open that is capable of closing and locking.
Yep. So the science lab at the very end of the hallway is currently open, and you have the ability from where you are to close it.
If you can get into the science lab at the end of the hallway, I will secure the door behind you.
Okay, Mr. Brett, to the science lab. We will make our stand there,
Gotcha.
and we'll leg it.
And during this run down the hallway, obviously I'm handing back the SMG. I'm picking up my laser cutter. At least that's my goals, going from point A to point B.
And I'm kind of imagining both of you are not necessarily turning your back on this thing and running, but it's kind of a sideways, right? So you're half running this way, but still keeping your eyes on it, and it's a little put off and a little confused by the turning and running. It's like,
Hey.
and it's got its like these like fly bug like eyes, and then and just starts heading towards you. All right, let's cut back to Arlo. Arlo, you can hear the beep, 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 nah, beep, 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 nah, as they're trying to open the door.
1, 2, 3, 4.
PASS.
So I relate to them again through communications, even if it is just one-sided. They at this point know that there's a camera there at least. Say, look, you guys are going to need to identify yourselves. Take off the helmets, or you're staying in there. There's no way we're letting you in.
So I'm imagining, you have to kind of put your hand on the panel or hit a button, right? And it's not like you lean right in there and talk to the speaker, but I think just by instinct, we kind of lean in a little bit when we're having that. As you kind of leaning in and talking into it, that's when you can see the first red on the door. And you can see just like a molten red dot just getting slowly larger. And you kind of pull back, and then the flame breaks through and starts to carve down the locking mechanism of the door.
I hit the next communications channel right on the screen. Watts.
They've got lightsabers.
Let me get a fear check. Let me get a fear check from you if I could, Arlo.
All right, and that is okay. There it is. Critical failure. Perfect.
Right.
Wonderful.
So let's go ahead and do a 1d6. It was going to be one stress. Let's do a 1d6.
Welcome
for the crit
to the
fail.
club.
And that's /roll.
Yep. Or you can use the little d6 icon at the very bottom of the roller.
Oh, there we go.
You see that?
Yep.
All right. It'll be 2 plus the 1 for failing. So go ahead and add 3 stress.
I'm up to 7 now.
Watts.
So I'm still on. I'm still with Brett and the major. So first, I'm going to see. I was unable to get into the fire suppression system. Is there like an audio system that I can get into? Like an alarm?
We can try to. Yeah, like a broadcast. Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Let's go ahead and do that. We can do it with an advantage. So give me a hacking with advantage.
Oh yeah. Oh my god, I thought it was going to be 100 for a second.
All right, so you make it. All right, on advantage, you got a 40 and a 64. The 40 is what we take, because you roll twice and take the best of the 2. So that's a success. So you're able now to tap into voice. So you can now broadcast your voice across the Alexis.
Okay, I am going to. I'm trying to broadcast just to this hallway. Just a really disruptive, loud, high-pitched sound.
I think it needs to do a save. Yeah, it's going to try a save.
I'm going to warn them before I do that. Cover your ears.
All right, so crit success on the save. It has, so you kind of do a right, and the guys, as soon as they hear it, they close your eyes.
Wait, is 2 double zeros 100, or is it 0? I could swear 0. I saw that it was 100.
It's 0 in this system.
Oh,
it goes 0
fine.
to 99. So it's
Fine.
So it starts the noise, and you can kind of see its head kind of cocking up. This is you seeing it, not the android, and immediately it just rakes up against the hallway and just takes out the speaker that's in that hallway. And you just see it go, and the speaker goes, and as it crashes down.
Good job, Mr. Watts. You bought us definitely some time to get into that room.
Definitely
Hopefully.
slowed him down. Gentlemen, you guys get to the science lab. I'm going to talk about what is there in a second, but I think the first thing is you get through the door. I want to know is when you get through the door, even before you've had a chance to take in what you're looking at, what are we doing?
Locking the door.
All right, so you
Yeah.
immediately with the elbow, you just hit the panel as you kind of burst through, and you can hear the as the door is closing. The beast is just going down the hallway towards you. You turn back into the science lab, and it's trashed. So I want you to imagine like an octagonal, circular, large room, and you can see where at some point there were tables and apparatuses, and something has just destroyed it. Brett, you look to your right, and you can see one of the vents has been pushed outwards. So you see the crumpled vent on the floor, and there's the open vent on the bottom of the wall. Major, you see 3 separate bodies strewn on the floor, each one of them in different stages of just being mauled and ripped apart. The blood is dried, so whatever it is, and whatever it was, it happened a while ago. I need a fear check from both of you. All right, so Brett, go ahead and add 1 stress for me. We're going to cut back to Arlo. Arlo, you see the as whatever welding or whatever they're doing is cutting through. Your best guess is maybe you've got 20, 30 seconds before they disable the locking mechanism.
Mr. Waits,
Yeah.
I recommend retreating to another blast door.
Yeah, at this point, I'm putting the stun baton nervously back on my belt. I'm reaching for the nail gun, and I'm slowly backing away, saying, "Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit!"
Okay. What are we doing at the cockpit?
You're muted.
Yes, I assume that there is something docked at that bay door. Is there another?
So you do a quick check on that, and there is no ship docked.
Okay.
So nothing is connected to the docking mechanism that attaches to that cargo bay.
Okay, I'm going to open that door.
Okay, so you start opening up that door. To be clear, now remember it's double doored, right? So you've got the door to the outside, you've got kind of a small area where the decompression happens, and then the door that opens into the cargo bay itself. So you start to open up that door.
Mm-hmm. Both of them.
You want to start opening up both of them? All right. That begins. Let's cut to the science lab. On the Alexis, the door closes. You guys assess the situation. You've got people in lab coats. Some of them have been beheaded. Some of them have basically their entire chest and abdomen just opened up and cleaned out. Just freaking blood everywhere, broken furniture, broken tables and glass. And like I said, you do have the open vent.
And you said the vent is like burst out towards
Correct.
the
It's obvious
science.
that something from within the vent came out and came into the room. The vent
I look at-
itself is easy enough for either of you could crawl into the vent if you want.
So, Mr. Watts, where does that vent go?
Pulling up the schematics.
Yep, you pull up the schematics and you can see that that particular vent will take them back into the chief's quarters. So it would be about maybe a 10-meter trail that would take him to the chief's quarters, which was one of the doors they passed as they were running down the hallway.
Was it closed?
Into the signs. Is the
when
one
they passed
closed?
it? The door, like the door in the hallway. Okay.
Yeah.
And are there any other exits to this room?
No, this
Okay.
is at the very, very front of the ship on the bottom level.
The vent proceeds to the chief's quarters, which has a locked or a closed door to the hallway.
Boom! Boom! You hear this
Okay.
beast now reaching the door and just
Mr. Brett, we need to get some more time. Let's get through that vent and to the chief's quarters room. I will cover our retreat. And
Reload
right.
your guns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He will
Brett's gonna
realize.
have a suggestion on letting the monster in and then closing the door behind him while we go through this small vent to where he's stuck in this room and we lock him out or lock him in this room.
Can you block off
and-
the vent with anything in the room?
And it will not fit through the vent, I would say. That would be my expectation.
Confirmed.
Yeah.
All right, so
Craig,
what are we
is this
doing?
monster big enough to go through this vent?
Doesn't appear to have been doesn't appear to be damaging the door at this point. You can see that this airlock door is like, you can see it physically reacting to the fact, but we're not seeing any kind of denting. Looking around the edges, nothing is indicating that that the door is giving way now.
Right.
Whether that's going to be true, 2 minutes from now, I don't know.
Right. The vent that's in
Yes, you
our
do.
science lab, is that vent hole that if we crawl into it, could that same monster crawl through that if he was in the room with us?
It'd be tough, man. It'd be tough, and I think the problem would happen at the shoulders. So the head of this thing is about the size of that vent, so it might be able to get its head in there. But I think as it tries to get its torso and shoulders through there, I mean,
Yeah.
not guaranteed, but
Yeah. I'm going to make that suggestion to Major about communicating to Watts to open the door, us escape through that vent, and get far enough to where the monster comes in, and then we lock him in that room. And then I have a welder with me. I can hand weld that door in place to where hopefully it locks him there.
Okay, so we need you to get through first. Give me that SMG. I will cover our retreat. And Mr. Watts, on my mark, open the door. Once the monster is in, close it immediately.
Confirmed.
Okay, let's proceed with this plan. So,
all right. So you standing
I'm going
there.
first.
Yep. You get into the vent. You start crawling through the vent. It goes about 2 or 3 meters out, and then it takes a hard left. You start to work your way hard left. How long are you waiting to quote unquote guard things, Major?
my guess would be like 20 seconds should be enough for him to get through. Yeah.
Okay, so then as soon as you're going through that, you can hear him clang, clang, clang as he's working his way along the vents. Then you work your way in there and you head in. Who's next? We can go back to the province.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Once.
Go for it, Arlo.
So Watts is explaining his idea of opening the cargo doors, and before that, Arlo was walking towards or backing up towards Watts. But as soon as he hears that, he pivots and starts backing up towards his closest suit because he's seen the hole that's been made. So he just starts booking it. And
Not
as
that far.
Okay.
Yeah, not that far. So you're going to work your way to one of the closets that's relatively close by. You're going to suit up, and Watch. You're fine because you actually have an airlock between the cockpit and the rest of the ship. So even if the entire ship were to decompress right now and kill Arlo in a brilliant way, you'd be fine. So you're good.
That's not the plan.
All right.
I told him to get to
Just kill my tomatoes. That's all.
So from the camera, Watts, you can now see that both doors have started to open, and you start seeing the stuff is moving in the room, right? You can see tables and some of the topiaries and stuff. It start moving towards these opening doors, and not to the point where it's just getting violently snuck out, but enough air is now being pulled out of this cargo bay that stuff is starting to move towards the crack of the door. Too much stuff covering, too much activity going from the cameras to really know what the hell's happened to our 2 intruders at this point, but you are seeing what you're attempted to do is working.
Is the oxygen sucked out of the room at this point?
That's exactly what's happening. So as the oxygen is leaving, so it's taking with it anything that's literally not nailed down.
Okay, so hopefully their welder is based on an open flame.
All right, so we're going to cut to the ship. You guys are now, Brett, you've come to the vent. The vent is there. So unlike before, this vent is closed.
Gotcha. So I'm on the other side of the vent that's going into the...
Actually, no, it wouldn't be. It couldn't be. No, that vent is tore off. Never mind.
Okay.
That vent is tore off, and you can look into the captain's quarters from where you are. Again, you can see that it's trash. You see a desk. You can see bolted to the side of the side of the wall, kind of a cot, or obviously sleeps. But there's just electronics and furniture and stuff just broken all over the floor itself.
All right. Is there any other doors, exits other than the one that goes into
Straight
that main
across,
hall?
you can see the closed door that would go back to the hallway where you ran from.
Okay. I guess I'm gonna wait for an order to go and head out that main hallway and try to weld that door shut behind the monster when it goes through into the science.
Are you going in the room?
Yes, I am going in the room. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Okay, so you work yourself into the room. You're kind of crawling on your hands and knees. You get in there. You stand up and you take in the situation. Major, you're about at the entrance to be able to get out of the vent into the room itself.
Just
Brett
as
standing
I'm
up.
on my way to the entrance, I see Brett getting out. Like I don't, and I will immediately mark. Oh, Watts, open the door, let the monster in, and close it right there. We will get to it through the other side immediately.
Yep, I open it up.
So Brett, you can hear the banging on the other side of the captain's quarters doors, right? You can hear the banging. You activate the door. It's taking a little bit of time, but it stops the banging as the door starts moving. Brett, you stand up. You see all of this wreckage and everything, and you look over on the far wall, and you can tell because below the far wall, like there must have been posters or something there because it's all shredded, and you can see like torn corners where the posters were attached and it was just ripped off the wall. It's about 4 foot long, and it twists on the side of the wall. And what it looks like someone took a 4-foot centipede that's maybe about this big around. I took a 4-foot centipede, laid it on the wall, and then set it afire because it's like a scorch outline of this 4-foot centipede. I need a fear save.
Fear save.
From both of us, or
Nope,
only
you don't
Nick?
see this yet.
Okay.
God damn.
Okay, that would be a fail. So now I need you to roll on the panic table. So go ahead and hit panic.
I don't want to.
First, add one stress.
One
for the
stress.
failure.
Okay.
No.
Where the hell's the panic button? Is
Weird,
there a panic
it's not
button or just?
working.
Yeah, yeah. It's strategically not here. Where is the panic?
Stress and panic. Just click on the word stress and panic in the middle of your sheet.
Or maybe just the
doesn't-
stress.
Do you see it? There
Just
you
hit
go.
the stress button. No, that was just stress. That's not the panic. Stress and
No,
panic
it's a
has
no,
nothing
it's-
here.
It's right. It's right.
That's right. Okay.
Yeah.
And I can
So-
re-roll on the panic effect table if this is really shitty.
Got it. So your target was 26. You rolled a 6 plus your stress of 26. That's going to be a 32 on the stress table, which is heart attack. So would you like to re-roll that?
Look at you rolling low now.
Yeah, let's re-roll that. I think
Okay. So
for
just
as much
do me
as
a
I want
favor.
to give up.
Yep. Just roll a 2d10. That's going to be 11 plus the 26. Brett,
37.
describe to me the heart attack. What is it about seeing this after everything that you've been through?
Jesus Christ.
This is gonna be, I want an amazing death. So you come out, you crawl out into the room, you stand up, like to a certain degree, it's like, holy shit, like this gorilla egg beast thing is not like, and we've got a coordinator, so we're gonna trap him in the room. Yeah, I expected this to be trashed, and you look up and you see just this scorched thing on the wall.
It's shit. I don't know. What about a scorched thing on the room?
Is it just the last straw?
It may just be the last straw. I'm trying to think of something just to tie it to maybe the captain's quarters is what freaked me out. Damn, I don't have anything good, guys.
That's
I'm
right.
sorry. I'm drawing a blank here.
You instinctively, Brett, start stepping backwards, and you feel like a pressure on your chest. Such a pressure that you look down, expecting to see something pressing against it, and you start to lose your breath. And you're trying to say something to the major. The major, you're coming out, and you're literally you can see the dropped gun. That's the first thing you see. As you step out, you can see Brett moving backwards, and he's just holding his chest and trying to relieve this pressure, this weight. And you just see on his feet like this, and he slides up against it, hits the back of the wall, and just starts sliding down the wall.
I will run to him and try to immediately help him. The closest thing I have to first aid kit is just the stim pack, so that's the best thing.
Do you have any type of first aid or anything skill?
No, not really.
Okay, so instinctively, you obviously take a stim pack, right? Not knowing what's going on. So go ahead and lower, drop the stim pack by one. You put it right into his neck, and it does not appear to have any effect. We cut to the camera shot. We are looking through Watts's view of the airlock. We've now got furniture flying out from it, and now kind of the view has cleared out, and we can see our two occupants, our two invaders, have gotten their hands on sections of the wall. Let's see if they can hold it. First one tries. And the second one. So you could see as it goes, it's starting to pull through from where you are, Arlo. You've put the suit on. You've got there, and you can see kind of the mist of some of the air escaping through. Luckily, it's not a huge hole. Luckily, these airlocks are built so that you can put, a pencil-sized hole in it, and it's not going to buckle to the vacuum of space. And it's specifically built to handle this type. But you can tell that what you asked Watts to do is working. As you're looking from the camera, you can see them holding on to this. As their feet start to come up, one of the guys hits the side of his boot, and his boot comes down and attaches to the bottom of the thing, and you can see his other boot come down and clamp down. The other person in this suit looks at them and does the exact same thing. Clang, clang. And now they're trying to get their bearings as the mag boots keep them settled in. As now the pressurization's over, the room has been cleared. Out into space is about 4.5 years of Arlo's love, passion, and work with tomatoes, berries, ferns just fly out into the vacuum of space. We cut back to the Major.
So Major sees that the stim pack is not helping. He checks the pulse instinctively. I guess nothing there. And, well, he died on the job, and we need to push forward. So I will, as a memorabilia, I will maybe tear off the patch that he has that represents him. I will just put that in my jacket pocket, and I will connect immediately to Watts. Mr. Watts, we lost Mr. Brett, but we need to proceed with our plan. How are we with locking the monster in the other room? Okay. Is it safe to go further?
What's the status of the door?
So the door is opened. You can see that, you can't see it, but the banging has stopped. So difficult to say from where everybody is because you don't have camera view in there. You've only got body cam.
Does the ship report it being
cam.
Open?
The ship does report it being opened, and there's no longer a banging sound that you can hear, Major.
The door is open. Shall I close it?
Yeah, how... Okay, we don't have ice in the room, right? Okay, let's close it, and let's open the chief's door, and I will try to make my way back to the... Well, I don't know, to the shuttle, I guess.
Okay. So here's
so I'm going to close the door to that room, and but before I open the door to this one, just Is there a defibrillation device in a first aid kit in this room?
Okay, I
I'm
will
seeing-
search the room. Yeah, for
If
the.
there was, it's been just destroyed. Like this entire room has just been completely ransacked. So quick recap. Arlo's in his vac suit. He's backing away, seeing now that the little you can see the air getting slowly sucked out of the hallway. So maybe within 45 minutes, an hour, maybe we would lose air in the hallway. From the camera shot, we see our two friends now working their way back to the door. Our friend Brett, dead on the floor inside of the captain's quarters. The major has stood up and has decided he's going to have to move forward. In a second, we're going to cut to a break. While we're at break, we're going to get a new character rolled up with
I'm
Nick.
on it.
All right. And Nick, what you can do is just take your same sheet, update everything on the sheet for me. And during the break, I'll explain to you how to update the overlay. So, guys, we're going to take a quick 10-minute break. Let's come back and let's meet Nick's new character. And where the hell is Nick's new character going to come from? We'll be right back.
actual
There we go.
headphones here
right.
if they do
Well,
mess up.
hold on, DZ, we're back. All right, guys. So our first character death, and I think, Nick, it's the first character death in the history of Third Floor Wars RPG streaming.
Oh, you're welcome, guys. Yeah, that's awesome.
And
If it was going to be anyone,
exactly, by sheer numbers, it was more than likely going to be you, because you've played in more games than I think anybody else.
Yeah.
So let's bring us back to where we are as we cut from camera shot to camera shot. We see in the cockpit of the province, we see Watts on his terminal flipping back and forth, trying to, help on the Alexis, trying to keep Arlo alive. We cut to the hallway as Arlo is pulling back. He's got his vac suit on. He can see the air escaping from that, knowing that all of his hard work has been blown out through the airlock. We cut inside the captain's quarters. We see the major standing there with poor Brett dead, laying on the ground. What is going through the major's mind right now?
Major is like thinking about this in the few seconds he tried to revive Brett, and he's like, okay, he died serving our employer, and we need to go. We need to get the hell out of here. And if I don't move on, probably more people will die. We need to just move on. And practically thinking his next steps, what he needs to do to recover from this situation. Which I have no idea what it is, actually.
I'm going to let you take the first action.
Okay, I will
So what do
proceed to the door, which should be open. I will try to, let's say, I will try to check out on the left first, because on the left side, I presume, should be the presumed monster that was after us, and trying to check if it went in and we managed to log him in the room.
So you're able to hit the panel, and a door is open. You are locked, loaded, and you are ready for the monster to be staring at you as that door opens. Luckily, it's not. Kind of peer down the left, down the hallway. You can see the closed door to the science lab where you just crawled out from there. Between where you are and where there's no monster. So if the plan was to open that door and have the monster go into the science lab and have it closed, by all appearances, it worked. You then look to your right, and it's the hallway that you just ran away from. Far along down the hallway, you see where the cargo bay was that you closed up after trying to blow up whatever that metal structure was in the cargo bay. You can see the hallway continues on past your line of sight as it moves over to where the beast came from. So we don't know where the beast literally came from, but it came from that part of the hallway. The camera then cuts to a room we've never seen before. It's close up on a cryopod. And the cryopod is not like the cryopod that we started things off with. These are different cryopods. We can see that the pod itself, the glass on it, is thawed, and we can see stress cracks that have formed on the glass itself. And the camera moves up to the panel, and it says, emergency lift authorization 422. We see it. And laying there, we see eyes opening, blink. We've got the feeding tube up his nose. Describe Frankie for me.
Frankie is I didn't have time to change pictures, so
That's
we'll
fine.
do theater of the mind here. He is a very skinny, small-framed a kid. He's barely 18, 19 years old, fresh out of boot camp. He's wearing the standard cryo wear, the white tank top and tidy whities and just skin and bone. He's thin, very almost looks malnourished, but he's got heart, kid. He's got heart.
So when you went into the cryosleep, you had just finished your tour of making sure that everybody on the research Alexis was safe. So you were part of the security detail. You went to this planet. You guys spent almost a year on that planet as all of these freaking pencil pushers on the Alexis wrote everything down, tested this, tested that, had conversations that bored the shit out of you. Finally, it's done. Finally, I can go back to sleep. Finally, going to go back to Mars. From Mars, I can probably get a ship back to Earth, and finally get some leave time. You wake up, Frankie. Frankie wakes up. You lean up. You've got the tube on there. You're looking around. Something's wrong. The lights are off. No other cryos in the room, and there's about 30 of them. None of them are open. You look at the panel, you realize that cryosleep, if there's at any point becomes compromised, if a pod becomes compromised, it immediately initiates wake up procedures. And based off of what you see on the panel, that must have been what happened. And you look at the window panel that pulled away, and you can see where the stress fractures had formed. And it makes sense. And just by default, you don't know where you are. You know what you're on. And you're not at Mars yet. What do you do?
I imagine he's going to be groggy, adjusting to getting out of cryosleep. And once he sees all of these signs of something's wrong, he's going to kind of shout, Hank, status report.
Good morning, Frankie. Emergency awakening activated. How do you feel?
Hank, don't worry about me. Where am I needed? What's going on?
Accessing. Unable to assess. Rebooting.
Oh, shit. Frankie's going to get up. I imagine there's a locker there. Get dressed, get his gear. He's got his comms. He's going to reach out to the bridge, not
cockpit.
The bridge, cockpit. Thank you.
Bridge. Yeah, the bridge.
Bridge. Bridge. This is Frankie. I just come out of cryosleep. What's the status?
No response.
Being hacked into the Alexis, am I seeing any of this activity with Hank?
You do. I like that. And think about that. So yeah, you see that one of the cryo chambers has opened. Now, you have no visibility into the room. You have no readings in the room. So all of your scans have been shielded. You have not been able to register anything inside of that room, but you do show cryo chamber X224 open.
Major Farrell, there's been an emergency cryosleep interruption in Cryo Bay 2.
Well, isn't
I'm
that
seeing
great?
one pod opening.
Okay. Can you get more details? Who was in that pod?
My scans are currently blocked, but I'll try to access the ship's logs and personnel
We
files.
need to know if it's a friendly or foe. I don't want to take any chances, like trying to rescue somebody who will not be any help to us, or who will might even want to kill us. We need more
Do I have
details.
logs on how long the pod has been in sleep for?
Yeah, so you do, and we'll jump there in a second. Major, you look down at your feet as you're kind of having this conversation with Watts, and as you opened up the door and walked out, some of the junk kind of spilled out with you, right, and kind of spread on the hallway, and a lot of it's just broken up junk and stuff. But you notice something really odd that you just can't. So you lean down and you pick it up. It's about, I don't know, little bit shy of the size of your hand. And it's really difficult to tell how it was made. It looks like maybe some paper clips, some twisted pieces of maybe torn metal. It's all metal though, and it's all morphed and twisted. And I think the reason it caught your eye is it's shaped exactly like that goddamn thing that you saw in the cargo bay.
No
But-
way, the one with the 4 heads that were in it.
Correct. So it's shaped just like that, miniature. And like as you're staring at the thing, you could see spots where it was spot welded and parts where it was twisted to form it. So this was made by somebody. And you stare at it, what are you going to do?
It looks like interesting enough and maybe of enough importance. I would be like, huh, this is strange, and I will tuck it in my jacket or
You're talking-
in the battle dress. Yeah,
Talking
I
one
keep
of, and
it.
one of your battle pockets, right? On the belt itself. I'm going to cut your cryo real quick. No response from the bridge.
No response. Frankie's going to look around. Are any of the other cryopods on a cycle or a timer that is visible? They're just still
All frozen.
all frozen. I'm going to make my way towards the bridge, towards the front of the ship.
You hit the panel at the same time. Watts, you get a readout of who should be in the cryopod that opened up, and it says, "What's your rank, Frankie? Private, major,
Yes,
sergeant,
private. Yeah.
Private Frankie Longhorn. So and so generic corporation security." You read that. You hit the panel. You're putting the metal piece into the pocket, and all of this then happens at the same time. The door opens. Frankie, being a Marine, even though you're kind of a shitty one, you kind of pop your head out. You lock eyes on the major. The major lock eyes is on you. SMGs aimed at each other down the hallway as Watts says,
Muted.
You're muted.
as
Oh,
Watts yells into the void.
Major, I have the identity of the other Marine if you'd like it.
Yeah, well, spill it.
It is
St-
Private Frankie Longhorn on his first voyage among the Alexis security crew. He's been asleep for 1 year and 6 months.
Frankie Longhorn, this is Major Hezekiah Farrell. Don't shoot. We're here we mean no harm. We need to get out of here, and your ship was potentially locking our ship in place. Don't shoot.
Frankie's reaction.
Frankie takes a step back. He doesn't have his gun ready or nothing. He just freaks out and gets behind cover. Who are you? Who are you?
We are from ship called Province,
Province.
and we docked at your ship to get rid of some alien forms, and we were ambushed. A friend of mine died a few meters behind me, and we really need to get out of here and basically get to our destination. That's our mission. And meanwhile, during this whole time, I'm thinking the electrical pulse that was like disturbing us didn't occur, right?
Well,
Since
it's been less than an hour.
it's been
So
less
if
than-
it's going to occur, it probably would happen in the next 10 or 15 minutes.
right, okay.
Had to bring it up.
We cut to Arlo. Arlo, you're just standing there, seeing the air escaping, and that's when you see the start back again as it starts cutting through.
So last you saw, I had my hand on the nail gun that I was
Yep.
fidgeting around with. At this point, it's in both my hands, just shaking. And yeah, I'm just a wreck. The scene of the plants leaving space was like in slow motion for Arlo, and yeah, he can't make odds or ends of anything going on right now. He's ready to shoot though.
Okay, so let's
Fire
do
it
this.
through the hole.
As the flame goes down, you hear a kung, kung, bleep, You see the door start to open. I need a speed test with advantage.
All right, speed advantage.
Right, 25. You are going to get first shot. So here's what you see. You're standing there with a nail gun. The door opens and you see a shotgun come around into the hallway along with the helmeted head. And you can now see the sucking is much more violent, right? As it starts getting pulled out. Let's go ahead and do a combat check.
All right.
It won't be a combat check. Actually, it's going to be the nail gun.
Nail
Click
gun.
on the nail gun. So, you see, Nick, that's all you have to do, dude. You just have to roll under.
I'm just gonna have Kyle roll for me. I can't do nothing.
It'll
All
know
right.
that he's rolling for you.
All right, Kyle. So we are going to see if he defends himself at all. Oh, my God. So
Naturally.
normally, if this was a 21 or a 23, you both would have succeeded, but Kyle, you would have succeeded with a higher number. So you would have won, except he just critically succeeded. So nail goes shing, shing, and you see it come back. And what I will do is I'm going to have it, hit his helmet, shatter the glass. So it goes, but the nail doesn't go into the helmet. It shatters the glass on the helmet as it goes. And I'm going to give him a free shot with a shotgun.
Wonderful.
For the critical success on the dodge.
So his helmet is broken.
Yes.
How's the air in here?
Hold on a second. Give me a second here, buddy.
Okay.
All right. So you goes, the helmet cracks open. You hear the. How do you avoid getting hit by this shotgun?
I've just been shaking this whole time, so I probably just slip and fall.
Okay. You fall back on your back. It goes down. You see the glass from the thing come, and you turn and you see a human face. It's going to take you a little while to really get some sense of the features, but there's a human being inside of this. We're going to cut to the little standoff in the hallway. We've got scared shitless Frankie, now found cover. Major, you know who this is by name and rank.
Frankie, I don't want any troubles. We're already knee deep in shit here. If we are about to get out of this situation, we need to cooperate.
And keep in mind, Frankie, that in your mind, 4 minutes ago, you were loading yourself into the cryopod, heading back to Mars.
Right. Yeah, and especially since Frankie recognizes that this guy knows him by name and rank, and that's concerning, but also maybe lets him trust a little bit more, because there might be something that he just doesn't know waking up out of cryosleep. So he's gonna have his weapon at hand, but pointing downwards, and just kind of stumbling out there, and basically just, so how do you know who I am?
I have an ally on the comms who is on the other ship. That's the ship we are trying to get out of here to complete our mission. And he just checked the logs, told me who you are, so I know to know whether you are friendly or not. And as I'm looking at you, I see that you are for sure more scared than I am. So I would assume that we don't want to kill each other, because there are some things that would like to kill us both for sure.
Are there carcasses of dead millipedes in this hallway?
Oh yeah. So that's what's going to happen next,
okay.
Frankie. Is you start to take in, obviously when you walked out in the hallway, all your focus was on another human being who you've never met before at the end of the hallway, right?
Right. Different uniform, different everything.
Different uniform, different everything. But now you're looking around and you see like these insects, these 1.5 foot long, pill bug shaped, just weirdness splattered against the wall. You see the dents and the destruction to the hallway. So like, this is not the hallway you went into when you went into cryosleep. Watts, I want to cut to you. What are you doing in the cockpit?
Do I have visual on the standoff on the Providence right now?
No, you don't have any. Oh, from the cam, you sure do. Yep.
Yeah. So how's the oxygen in that hallway? And is the guy whose helmet is broken reacting to the vacuum?
It's escaping. It's escaping, but not his mag boots are keeping it fine, and it's not impacting Arlo. Arlo's far enough away that he's able to keep. He could stand up right now and walk away.
Arlo, I recommend
if that
you
door
activate your
continues
mag
to
boots.
open any wider, that'll change.
I don't think the suit I'm wearing has mag boots.
Then you're
It's a
sliding
vac
a
suit,
little
it
bit.
should.
Okay.
I assume those come on the vac suit if they're
Sure,
meant
let's
to
make
be.
it default. So yeah, you have it.
Okay. So I'm still on the ground, hands on the nail gun, still shaking like a maniac. I'm reaching, but I feel I feel like this is a bad position to be in because I'm not aiming at them, and I'm reaching for my ankle trying to click the thing on.
Okay, so you have no trouble clicking it. As you're clicking that, you look up, and it's the first time that you've had a halfway decent look. You see the broken glass. You see this guy that just fired the shotgun. He is now reaching to pull the helmet off. Here's what you notice: a huge scar. It's a like thin face, very, very gaunt face. You see this huge scar down his left eye. And you can tell immediately that there's no eye there, or the eye is just permanently closed by the scarring that happens there. On that on the opposite side, you see there's no ear. Can't tell why, can't tell what's going on, but he has absolutely no ear. As he's kind of like this, he's missing at least 3 teeth along the top, at least 4 teeth along the bottom. And there appears to be another scar right here. Now, talk to me skill wise, Arlo. I want to try to tell if you can. Do you have anything medical or anything?
Skill wise, biology.
All right, do me a favor. Let's do a biology check.
Okay. Would that be based off of an intellect? Okay.
Yep.
Perfect. Wonderful.
Here you go. Welcome to the group.
So, as you're looking at the scar, looking at the scarring, no clue what could be causing it, and you throw up a little bit in your mouth. You're like, because like this guy has just got this gaunt, thin, mangled face, and just this shitty half-toothy grin, or scowl, not a grin, as he looks at you.
So I just repeat what I did earlier. Watts? Watts?
The second gentleman is coming through the door.
I'm going to use the linguistics skill that comes with androids by default, and try to cycle through a bunch of different languages, saying identify yourself, and see if he responds to any of them differently.
So you start with the first one in common English, which is pretty much used by most people now off of Earth and off of Mars, and it looks to the speaker where it's coming from. The guy does, and he hits the door to start the door closing again, and then punches the speaker to punch out the speaker. Cut to Frankie in the Major.
So Frankie once sees all of the shit and chaos around him, jaw drops. He kind of lets his gun kind of loose down, sees, and looks at the Major. I don't know if you introduced yourself or not, but
I did.
okay. And says, "Where do we go? Where do we go? Where do we go?"
Just calm down. We need to get the situation in our hands back, and we need to confirm that the mission was successful on this ship, and then we will return to Provence. You can continue with us, but our mission is not to work on this, to interfere with this ship's mission. So we should continue back at the direction of the bay. However, Mr. Watts, could you confirm that we succeeded in our mission? Should we head back to the ship?
It hasn't been long enough to detect whether the power draining pulse is occurring, but I should warn you that we have a bit of a situation on board the Providence. We
Well-
have 2 intruders that have come through Cargo Bay 2, have destroyed the door leading into the hallway, and are now pursuing Arlo.
Other intruders? What kind of intruders? Are there like the big monsters we fought, or someone else?
No, just very ugly humans.
Very ugly. That's just. And he turns to Frankie. Frankie, is there any other someone else on your ship that would board our ship and attack us?
Frankie, I mean, like, you have no idea what the fuck's going on right now.
Yeah, Major, I have no clue what's going on. Our mission was XYZ, and I just woke up. I don't know what's going on. I was in charge of securing the last cryopods and securing the ship prior to travel. That's it. I don't know what's going on.
It seems that
You
in
know
this,
more than me.
it seems in this part of space like everybody wants to kill us. So our first target is get back to the ship and get hold of the situation, because that's the for sure safer place than this one is. Mr. Watts, could you direct us to the nearest shuttle that we could actually use to return back? Because I presume the first one doesn't have enough energy.
The one you took to get here, yeah, you knew it was a one-way trip. Frankie, not quite sure how well you piece this together, but you do kind of piece it all together, which is you're kind of looking at these pillbug critters, right, that are up against the wall, and I think 2 of them got blown beyond recognition, but 2 of them are still somewhat intact and just kind of they curled in on themselves with that tree sap blood coming out from under it. You see that, which somehow makes sense of the kind of skittering noises that you're picking up within the walls on your right and on your left. And we just see Frankie just go left, go right as we cut back to Arlo. So Arlo, we've got 2 guys that have come out. One has a shotgun that just fired at you. The other one has some sort of revolver or pistol in its hand. This guy has now removed his helmet completely, and you just see the missing eye, missing ear, missing teeth, and just the scar that runs up across his scalp as they're closing the cargo door.
So I haven't stopped screaming Watts' name throughout this entire time.
As you scream it, give me a quick speed test.
Yeah, combination of oh shit, Watts, oh shit.
This is to see how fast you can say Watts.
Okay.
God.
All right. So
Jesus.
we're gonna have another shotgun shot.
140 damage on that last shot, by the
And
way.
actually, this is going to be at disadvantage because of the cover. So the 85 fail. So another shotgun shot goes, blast kind of the crate that you're kind of hiding behind. So you see the wood and the metal of the crate just explode as you're go, Watts, and it just blows by. You hear the revolver go off as well.
I suggest you retreat behind another blast door, Mr. Waits.
So that explosion happens, Bum, and you hear the and the explosion happens, and is just out of just like sheer instincts, right? You have no combat training whatsoever, Arlo. You kind of pull back and up to get as far away from the exploding corner of your cover, not realizing now that you've completely exposed yourself on the other side of this crate. I need you to go ahead and take an armor save. Make sure you have your vac suit equipped.
All right. Doesn't look like I
You should be
have.
able to click the vac suit, I think, or let's just take a quick.
It's over on the right, the checkboxes in your items tab.
Yeah, I don't think I have the vac suit.
Hold on, let me add it to you. Give me just 1 second. right, you've got it there. I have equipped it for you. Your armor save
Perfect.
should now have gone up.
All right, here we go. Oh no, what did I do? I just clicked the vac suit itself. All right.
So
Yeah.
I click the armor save.
Yeah. So click right hand side there. Just click armor.
Gotcha.
Oh.
Perfect. Things are going swimmingly.
So not only a fail, but a doubles fail. So you critically fail. Take 11 damage from the revolver shot.
I am down to 55.
Arlo, you get hit by the bullet. Does some damage, not lethal damage. And you critically failed. What the hell just happened?
I'm imagining it hitting my shoulder and the sheer shock of it all, the blast, everything going on. I fall on my ass again.
Yeah, and I think you dropped the nail gun.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and add 1 stress for the failed save.
Okay, I'm at 8.
All right. I'm going to cut to. Actually, I'm going to make you do a panic check. I think that's the first time you've ever been shot.
Perfect. Okay. Stress and I just click stress, right?
Yep, stress and panic. Yep, just click that. It's going to roll 2d10. You're going to want to roll over. So your stress is 8. You roll a 10. So you do not panic. Let's cut to our gentleman
Your
in the
stress goes
hallway.
down by 1 when you
It
succeed
does.
a
Drop
panic
your
check.
stress by 1. And speaking of which, that reminds me, you need to drop your stress by 2, Major. 1 from
Ah.
escaping the monster, and then 1 from the past fear save that you had.
Okay, I did that pass, but the escape I didn't. So
Okay, great.
I lowered by extra 1.
Let's cut back to our 2 new besties in the hallway.
So, Frank, I presume I hear the skittering of the legs, and it's the same
You
one.
do not. You just see what his
Oh.
reaction is, and you know what he heard. So even though you can't actually hear it, you can tell just by his reaction to the walls because you heard the same thing.
Frankie, get your gun. We'll need to defend ourselves against these extraterrestrials. These alien forms.
Yeah, Frankie's not just visibly concerned by it by going back and forth. He's going, He's making these weird squealy noises, and he's got his gun in hand. He's ready.
Major is like, just get your shit together, or we will die here.
So Watts from the computer, second deck aft is where the shuttle is. Right now, where you're standing, Major, is a little bit farther down the hallway towards Frankie. If you take a right, you're going to head back to your unfueled ship where you docked. But on the left is the ladder that takes you to deck 2.
Okay, Frankie, we need to go double time and get to that shuttle, and we will go to that ladder that would take us to the 2nd floor and to, let's say, local ship.
Yep, and you know where that shuttle is, of course, Frankie, because you're familiar with the ship itself.
Major Farrell, Arlo Waits has been shot.
How bad is it?
His life support is currently active. It doesn't appear to be dropping, although his pulse is significantly elevated.
I mean, he will get his tomato and it will be okay. Just keep him alive until we get there. We are going back to the ship, and I'm bringing our new friend with us, and we will help you to get the situation sorted out.
Does
Confirmed.
Arlo hear this at this point? Am I connected to
I
these
think so.
comms?
I would say.
I'm saying they're gone. The tomatoes are gone.
What's gone? The tomatoes. Oh, good God. Oh, that's amazing.
And Major doesn't comment. He's just trying to direct Frankie. So we just run to that ladder and get to the presumably fueled local shuttle.
All right, so
I'm
you're heading up the
rolling
ladder.
Random dice for me.
Yes.
It's terrifying.
It's always fine. All right, you get your head up on the deck. You're at another hallway. You know to go aft. You're going to have to take a right. I assume Frankie is right behind you.
Yeah. Frankie's
Okay.
going to be keeping up.
All right. So you get up to the hallway. You've got directions. It's about, I don't know, 30 meters, 40 meters to get to, you see the airlock door. You know that airlock is going to take you to the shuttle, the connecting airlock to the shuttle. So you're going to have to lock in there, unlock the other one that should connect you to the shuttle. Then you got to get the shuttle going. We see Frankie. You're just following at this point.
Yeah, following, keeping my eyes scanning behind me.
You get up the ladder. You follow the Major. All right, you get to fight back, Arlo.
So what's behind me at this point?
What's behind you at this point is essentially a long hallway. If you go along the hallway enough, there's only one deck to this ship. You're going to pass your cryo station. You're going to pass the galley and eventually get to the bridge.
Okay, so at this point, I'm getting back on my feet. I'm not used to magnet boots. I'm usually in the ship more so than out of it. So I'm still kind of getting my sea legs together while I've left the nail gun behind, and I'm frantically reaching for my trank pistol, looking for anything to find cover from. But it sounds like I'm not able to.
He's closed the door. You can disable your mag boots.
Okay, so I hear that after I've already, stumbled
It's
around.
like the slowest chase.
Yeah.
So as you skitter up, you're starting. So if I'm understanding, you're standing up and you're kind of like trying to back away, but you're not turning around and running away. Is that what I'm understanding?
I'm
Or are you
keeping my
staying
eye
prone?
on the door while not even looking at my belt, but reaching for the trank pistol.
Okay. So a couple things happen. You're able to stand up and draw the pistol as your action for this round. The first guy took his helmet off. I've already described his kind of, I've led a tough life face. The other guy doesn't take his helmet off. He's got in his right hand, he's got the pistol, right? The pistol that just shot you. And kind of the recoil of the pistol is, I think, what tips you off, because the suit that he's wearing, you realize that the other arm, the way it moves, there's nothing in that arm. Right. So kind of like you see it go and you realize that you just thought it had his hand next to his hip. But the way it just kind of moves as he does, you realize that either this guy's left arm, there is no left arm, or he's got his left arm not in that part of the suit. He's got stuck somewhere.
Okay. He makes note of that, but has no idea how to, weaponize that in his favor.
Okay.
He's probably going to be aiming the trank pistol at Scarface.
Let's do it.
All right. So it says I have 0 shots, but I'm. Does it start with 1 shot loaded in?
Let's take a look here. Yep, you're good. You got 4 shots total. One of them is in the case.
All right. I'm aiming for neck and above.
What's the range on it?
210 and 20.
All right, so this is definitely going to be at the 20-meter range. So that's fine. You're good. You're in range.
All right, here we go. Dice roll formula N/A did not provide an outcome.
Hold on a second. Trank pistol.
I think an error is better than a failure. So
You can click on the name of the weapon and it'll bring up the die.
Interesting. All right, so let's do this. All right, do this. You're going to go ahead and just roll your combat, and then we know that the damage is it's because there's no damage.
Yeah, I'm trying to put him to sleep.
Yeah, that's fine. I wonder if all right, I'll figure this out later. So roll your combat. Let's see if you hit him. All right, he is going to attempt to prevent himself from getting shot.
Oh
which
my
he.
God.
But you beat
Well, but
him.
yours is higher.
Yours is
Oh,
higher.
okay,
You,
okay.
you
I
both
thought crit
succeeded.
success.
Oh, it is a crit success.
It's a crit, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. So the dart flies out of the gun and goes by and just hits the metal ring around it. So it goes ching and comes off. And the guy's like, what the? Like a trank dart just goes flying past him as we go.
Watts, I am in some serious trouble.
Please
Watts-
retreat behind the nearest
Watts is
blast
playing
door.
Tetris. You look on the thing and you can see. I've almost got a high score. All right. We cut back to the Alexis. We're on the second deck. You guys are headed back towards the shuttle and you see them pour out. So these things start to pour out of the vents, these pill bugs. They're happening in front of you. They're happening behind you. The best guess is there's at least 5. There could be as many as 8. So again, I need speed tests from both Frankie and the Major.
Okay. As a bonus, we roll it from the tactics skill if you have it as well.
Correct. So if you have tactics, you're going to roll that. Nick.
Would athletics be part of the speed test, or
No.
No, you want to hit tactics and then choose speed.
If you have tactics, though.
oh yeah, no, I don't have tactics. Okay.
You don't?
It's not by default, it's one of the things I
Oh,
bought.
that's right. You took athletics. Hold on. So let's just take a quick look at athletics. Sports and games, the military training. Yeah, it's just straight speed.
Oh my gosh, come on. Sorry. All right, just straight speed.
Yep. All right. So these bug things are going to get to go first. You assess it back up there. There's 3 in front of you, between you and the door, 4 that appeared from behind. They've now escaped through it. There's one in particular at the front that looks different than the other ones that you've had. It's slightly larger and it's got some sort of tail that's curled up around its back. So you see it just kind of go, shh, and now they are moving in. Next round, they're going to be able to attack, but you guys get to an attack first. So their attack is closing the distance so that they can attack you next turn. So that's their turn. Now it's your turn.
Want to go
I-
first?
I think, yeah, Frankie's gonna just react and just kind of pray and spray at this point.
Okay.
Because he's still so groggy, waking up and waking up to this screwed up environment. He's just gonna spray and pray.
Give it to me.
He's looking behind him, so he's gonna be targeting the ones behind.
Got it.
Oh, yes, I gotta reload it.
Very nice. Let's give them a chance to react.
Please don't.
Critical failure. Critical failure.
Critical
What?
failure.
Oh, yes.
Damage is what, 27?
Yeah.
You blew up your first bug, my friend. So you unload this thing as it's crawling. This one's like kind of on the wall, and you're just like, ah! And you just let
Bonus
off, and
XP.
it just splats up against the wall itself. I do need a fear save from you, though, Frankie. For the first time seeing these bugs, I don't need it from the Major.
Fear.
Where
I
did
not
they
change
come
those
from again?
values.
They came from the vents.
Okay, so they were in front of them where they were going.
There's vent. They came from the vents in front of them and behind them.
Okay.
So there's now bugs
Well-
between them and the ladder, and between them and the door to the.
Oh,
to-
and
to
by the
room
way,
that
we
as
have
the
plus
shuttle.
5 combat and plus 5 armor because we are Marines. I think there was this like aura when you are fighting next to a
that's
Marine.
right. So yeah, put your bonuses in
Oh.
there. So put that in the bonus section. Add it to your
the
Is that
combat.
the
mod.
modifier?
The
Yeah.
mod. Yep.
Yeah.
But I don't
Yeah,
know
that's
how
my
to
fear
do the
save.
armor. Armor doesn't have the.
This was a fail on. So go ahead and add 1 stress for me. So you should be at stress 3, Frankie. Read to me again what it does when you're next to another Marine.
It is +5 whenever a friendly Marine is nearby to our combat.
Just combat, and it says combat +5/+5.
So we
So
get
it-
+5 for just being a Marine, and then we get an extra +5 if we're
Correct.
nearby.
So your
Another
combat
Marine.
now is plus 21 total, right, Major? Because of the stim pack is still in place.
Yes, yes.
And the +5 from that. So what you'll want to do is on your sheet, just put the 5 in the modifier Nick.
I've added. Yeah, that's the 21. So
Yeah, but
it
Nick
was
needs to
16.
add the 5 to his
Yeah, okay,
modifier.
okay.
Got it?
Yep. Okay.
All right,
Craig.
beautiful. Yep.
Can I see on the schematics where the hyperspace reactor is on the ship?
You sure can. From where they are now, so the life support is on deck 3, which is where they went in. That's also where the engine and drive room is deck 3. So they have to go back down a deck all the way down to the end of the hallway, past the cargo bay, where the beautiful artwork was that we blew up with the grenades, and then at the very, basically it's deck 3 aft is where the engine and
And
drive rooms are.
is there a way for me to deactivate the containment, the reactor containment from the computer system, or would you have to do that manually?
Explain to me what you mean.
Like the containment to make sure that radiation and everything doesn't get out of the reactor.
Let me think about that. Let me think about how that would work, because I know what the status of that thing is. So let me think about that. All right. So yeah, let me
Okay.
process that. All
Yeah,
right.
I'm,
So I need
I'm looking into it on the computer
Yep.
while we're
Major?
doing this.
I know what's happening. We need to just get rid of them. So controlled burst, like to the closest pillbox or whatever centipedes.
do you want to do
whatever
it
they-
to our friend with the tail?
Sure, let's blast him.
I figure that'd be your target priority, right? That's the one you're facing, and you know it's different.
Yeah, it's the ugliest one. Oh, can you give me my SMG back?
Oh, you guess you do need your SMG back. You should have it back now.
Yeah, it's there. It should be reloaded. So I took the liberty to reload it. And let's see. Oh, yeah.
It's going to try to not get hit.
Critical fail. Oh,
So the one that has the spine on it, and you just unload, and it ends up splitting it in half. So the front of it comes sliding down the floor towards you. The back of it goes flying back with the kind of spike tail that it had, and it like a hockey puck just and hits the bottom of your boot, and you can just see that tree sap dark blood flowing out.
or maybe as the back of the body is arriving to the boot, I will just lift it and keep the heel down, and once it arrives under the boot, I will just squash it down.
Exactly. And it's got that crunchy roach sound
Right.
as it cracks through. Oh, there's so much going on. We got to cut back to a new speed test. I think on you, Arlo, right? We're on a new round.
No, I think everything's fine over here.
Okay, good. Yeah, you're safe. Drop your stress by 10.
Take a nap.
All right, here we go. Speed
take a nap roll.
test.
Ooh, very nice. You get to go first, sir. So shots fired. You got shot in the shoulder. The trank goes flying past our buddy, hits the rim of his helmet. The guy with a revolver seems to either have a hurt arm or no left arm. You're going back. You got your trank one.
Yeah, I'm doing what I'm really good at, and that's running away. I turn and I'm running towards Watts at this point.
Excellent. So you just it's just
Yeah.
all ass.
As soon as like pink, I'm gone.
So you hear the shotgun fire, but it's not close enough to even hit you. The revolver is, though. So the revolver gets fired. I need an armor save. That's actually good, right? Because if you make your armor save, you just got to beat an 8.
Yeah.
All right.
Very nice.
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 So the shotgun, you can hear it, and you're like, ah! And nothing
Yeah.
happens. And then you hear the revolver coming. How do you avoid getting hit by the revolver? Is it just because you're Muppets running down the thing? Or
It's just coincidence from the shotgun blast. It's a duck and stumble move, and I'm just seeing bullets fly.
so ching, you see the bullets fly past you. We cut to the bridge.
First time, as soon as our the first sealable blast door that Arlo passes, I'm going to hit shut, and I'm going to open the ones in front of him.
So there is no doors between along this hallway. Now he
Okay.
could potentially go like into the engine room or into the cryo chamber, but there's nothing block. The only thing blocking where you are and where Arlo is the door to the bridge, which
Okay.
is currently closed. Schematics come up on the drive. The drive is in low power maintenance mode right now. You could initiate a power up on it. It would probably take maybe a day for it to get back up to like normal, and then who knows what it would take in order to turn it up to 11 from there.
All right. What if the core was just breached by some kind of frag grenade, for instance?
Oh yeah, I mean that would be bad.
Okay.
You can tell that the core is there, right? So if you're
Yeah.
wondering like have they genocided the core? Is the core inactive? The core is active in low maintenance mode. And yes, if you were to have an explosion happen next to the core, it would be bad.
Major Farrell, we have no indication that the grenades that you've placed in the cargo bay next to the device have done anything to curtail the power sink that's occurring. However, you have one grenade remaining, and I believe its force should be sufficient to detonate the reactor core on this ship and hopefully destroy the ship entirely. I can give you schematics and directions to the core if you'd like.
Well, we have a little problem over here. We need to solve that first.
Just while they're like shooting bugs and like
Yeah,
snapping
need I
on it, it's
remind
like,
you?
just a second, Watts.
We have like, are you kidding me?
Watts is annoyed that the bullets, the gunshots are interrupting him. Yes, so there was. Yes, I was on. There's a core. All right.
So what's
Also
the-
open
what's
the
the
door to the bridge,
ETA?
by the way?
What's the ETA to the next pulse? Do we have time on that? Like at least to confirm
Approximately.
that.
Roughly 5 minutes is what the guess would be.
5 to 10 minutes.
Yeah, let's see. If we get confirmation that the pulse is still there, we will go and blow up the core then.
We don't have too many more round trips between the ships and the shuttles.
Yeah. Like I mean, we will wait here, wait for the pulse, and if we see now no pulse, we're returning back to get our.
Marine
Confirmed.
speed check.
Sorry, what check?
Marine speed check for the next
Yeah.
round.
Tactics, speed.
All right, we have a failure from Frankie and a failure from the Major. All right, the first two bugs on the Major. Leaps towards you.
Does he have masks? Doesn't.
What do you do to get rid of that one?
I
So
get
No,
it.
it just leaps, and I swat it with the butt of my weapon, and it just falls to the ground.
As that happens, the next one goes. Let's do. Oh, it fails as well.
Oh, it is 15.
So you just literally just these things are the first one you're able to get with the gun, and I'm imagining that you backhand the other one.
Yeah, exactly.
1, 2, 3, 4. Now the ones that are on Frankie. We've got 3 of them on you, Frankie. You killed one of them. First one leaps, trying to latch onto your arm. He succeeds with a 15. I need an armor save. Success. So this one gets to you, Frankie. So you're there with the gun. This thing leaps onto your shoulder, is unable to get its tentacle teeth into you before you're able to kind of flick it off of you before it attaches itself. 2 of 3 attacks. This one you're able to swat away as it goes. The third one succeeds with a 15. I need another armor save. All right, that's a failure. So you're going to go ahead and take 12 damage for me. And take 1 stress for the failed save. Arlo, you are running. You reach the door. The door is closed. Or did you open the door?
I
Lots.
I definitely didn't.
I did open the door.
Okay, so you see the door opening, Arlo, and you are running. And I don't know if you thought that at least Watts would like be looking in your direction with some sort of, but he's heads down on the terminal, acting like you're bringing coffee back, and
Yeah.
you run into the bridge.
So I'm imagining him, gun at the ready, ready to have my back. Yeah, and I come in adrenaline rushed seeing him, and I'm just shocked. I'm trying to get behind anything that I can. But at this point, the pain in my shoulder is starting to really kick in too.
Yeah.
So during all of that, I'm scrambling and just trying to find somewhere away from the door.
Okay.
When he passes the threshold, I'll just casually like hit the button to close it. Please
So
take
we
a moment to address your wounds if possible.
We see the bridge. We see the door to the bridge from the bridge to the hallway start to close, and of course, we can hear the shots going off. Right, we hear the revolver going off. We hear the shotgun coming off as these guys are clamoring and running towards the bridge wall. Let's cut back to the Marines for another speed check.
Did we shoot this round? I think we didn't. They attacked us and we didn't.
Oh, it's right. We don't need a speed check. Yes. Who's going to shoot first? Major?
Yeah,
On.
let's do this. Ooh.
Ooh, nice high success too.
So another SMG burst.
Explodes.
Where were these rolls against the gorilla?
These are really good. Frankie.
Oh, he's confident with these little ones.
Right.
It's like I've seen some shit.
Frankie, you
Since
shooting?
I took damage, there's one stuck on me, right?
No, you swatted it off. Or wait, no, did one bite
I
you?
took damage. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so yeah, you've got one on your shoulder then. You got one on the shoulder, and you can feel like these teeth digging into you.
So Frankie's gonna try to get his skinny little teenage fingers underneath this thing and try to shove this thing off of him the best he can. I do have a skill close quarters. Would I be able to use that
You sure
skill
can.
bonus?
So you'll roll that instead of close combat. Instead of combat. All right, so 32 success.
That's the stuff.
All right, so this thing comes flying off of it. Go ahead and do a D6 for damage for me, please.
That's right on par with how I roll.
All right. Now you know they have more than one hit point.
You broke one of its legs off.
Yeah, stubbed its
The
toe.
leg is like writhing on the floor.
Was
All
that
right,
a fast action? Was that a
yeah.
fast action?
Yep.
So I'd be able to shoot? Yeah, let's
Yep.
go ahead and try to shoot this thing to smithereens.
Shooting the one that you threw off of you. Got it.
I mean, what are the odds?
This is like 7 of these. 7, not only critical failures of 99.
On the 99.
And you had 0 also. That's
You unload. You obviously don't hit it. This thing is scaring the hell out of you. One, add a stress for the failure, and you're going to take a round to reload.
Okay.
You empty the clip.
Emptied it. Okay.
The door closes to the bridge. Hiding behind like one of the science desks, like consoles where someone is supposed to be standing as the ship is flying, is our buddy Arlo. Unfazed at the terminal is Mr. Watts.
I'm reloading the tranq pistol. Scrambling. I'm a mess.
Arlo, please take a moment to address your wound if possible.
Please take a moment to get a gun.
I have my gun on my back. I'm trying to manage 2 situations here.
One seems
Sorry.
a little more pressing.
Yes, one of them does.
I'm reloading, and that's all I'm doing.
I am not a
Okay.
combat model. There isn't much I can do about the intruders on the ship. However, I can help the Major and his new companion do something about the Alexis.
So you hear a clanging on the door. So it sounds like the butt of that that combat shotgun is hitting the wall between the bridge and the hallway.
All right. I am gonna get out my my spear, my rigging gun now, and I'm going to take position to the side of the door, where if they would come in, I would be as far from their field of view as possible. And I'm going to aim if I can before they're
You
in the
can.
room.
Yep, and we can go ahead and put a name down for Arlo as well, because I'm just imagining both of you aimed at the thing as the clang on the door goes. Speed check on the Marines.
Too
Finally.
slow.
All right, let's go with the success first. So, Frankie, you succeed. You get to go first.
How many of these things are left, and where are they
So
in accordance
you've
of
got
me and the
three,
Major?
three left that you can see. You can hear the noises as the Major behind you is popping them like popcorn.
All
So
right.
you're looking at three of these things.
All right. Yeah, let's just try to shoot the nearest one. Oh no, I got to reload first.
Okay, so you do the reload. What do you want to do as your fast action?
I'm gonna put some distance. Oh crap! Major's behind me. Oh, I was following the
I'm
Major.
imagining you guys like are back to back, right? I'm imagining you with your back to the Major. You're facing where you came from the ladder that brought you to deck 2. These things poured out of the ventilators that are up top. You've killed one of them. The other 3 have either skittered for you. You've already knocked one of them away from you. You can hear the Major firing his gun from behind you, and you hear the as he's just splattering these things left and right.
Can I use the fast action to try to kick the closest one coming up to me further away from me to try to get some distance?
Yeah. Let's do that as a. You said you have athletics?
Athletics, yeah.
Let's do an athletics check.
Right. I was kidding. I was gonna walk and not test.
This is like it's almost not even funny anymore. Like this has to be a record. Like
You have to focus before attacking. Damn it.
I don't even have to look to know what happened.
Yeah, you're gonna slip and fall, dude. Like you go to kick and you're not nearly in as stable, and you're kind of we're moving at the same time, and you just fall to your back. So I'm imagining you're here, you're locking and loading, you're like, you son of and just
Right. Like a toddler trying to kick a ball, but the foot goes on top of the ball and just rolls over it. Like that's what I'm
Exactly.
imagining. Yeah.
Should the
Exactly.
Yakety start playing now, or do we give it a one roll more?
All right, I've got a 26 success as the last bug that you're facing off with. Major comes at you.
Okay, so I do the save.
Armor save.
Of course.
All right.
Of course.
So let me roll. I should have rolled it. I didn't roll it from the attack, so I didn't roll the damage. Here's the damage. All right, so go ahead and take 8 damage for me and add 1 stress.
52, stress on 20.
The door starts to open to the bridge. Both of you are going to have the drop on these 2 guys. Who wants to shoot first? Who would shoot first?
I think Arlo might, just out of pure panic.
All right.
Just the second that seal breaks.
And
Right.
this is going to be at advantage because of the aim. So we're going to take the lower of the 2 things you roll.
Getting an error again. I think it's going on with the.
Yeah,
the
just roll combat.
reload. Okay.
All right, so both of them miss. As you fire, your 1-shot spear gun at advantage
You're
Just-
muted, DZ.
Oh,
Okay, both of those go off on there. They now work their way into the room. Revolver.
Where's the cable?
the cable?
Yeah, because the rigging gun has a cable attached to it. It's a harpoon
Yeah,
cable. I'm
yeah,
just wondering
it's
where the tow
attached to
cable
the
is.
gun.
Uh-huh. And I
Attached-
missed my shot, but where's the cable? Does it?
The cable is
Uh,
running to. Let's see. Where do you think it hit?
I
you
imagine
missed
it just
them.
I just missed and flew past them. But if the spear like hit a far wall or something, the cable would just be going straight from the gun to.
Here's what happens. It's range wise, it's fine. So it's still attached to the gun. It hits the door as it's opening. Hits the door. It doesn't stick to it though, right? So it goes ting right by his head. He goes like this. The arrow, the harpoon falls down to it. So it's still attached to the gun. It has not left the gun at this point.
Got it.
Speed test from the
I believe I still have a one shot.
Okay, that's right. You had the failure. So go ahead, Major.
Let's do that one real quick. Shooting
nice.
the closest one. Oh, I'm glad it's not 80.
Right. Last one is gone. You unload the gun, you take it down, you look down at your feet. There's Frankie on his ass. You look back and you see you got still 3 of these bugs headed your way. Let's do a quick speed test.
Frankie doing angels in the pool
Yeah.
of the
Yeah.
bugs.
Frankie fails. Major.
Oh, I had the dice over my interface. Oh yeah.
All right. That's a success. You get to go first, Major.
Let's take out
3
the
bugs headed
closest
your
one
way.
with my last burst in the SMG.
Got it.
Oh,
That's a
still
success with
success.
60. That's
Wow.
a great roll, dude. All right. You blow up another one. There's 2 of these bugs left. First, they're both going to go for Frankie because he's on the ground. Frankie, the first one. Fails. Second one succeeds with a 33. Crit success. And you fail. The damage is going to be. Let's see here. Let's see if it has. I don't know if it has special damage for crits. So hold on. Nope, nothing special for crits. So you're just going to take the 12 damage and add
Yes.
1 stress. This thing has boarded down, and I'm imagining it's actually the body. It leaps up, kind of like onto your neck, and the claws have gone into the back of your neck. You can feel it drive into the back of your neck as its body is just kind of like across the front of your chest. So you're on the ground. You've got one of those bugs on you. The second bug it headed your way. The Major is right there.
I think on my turn, the best thing I could do is I'm going to react to this thing attached to me, and I'm just going to grab it with. Since I'm on the ground, I imagine my SMG's still kind of on the sling, but I'm not
Yep.
holding on to it because I took a fall. I'm just going to grab this thing with 2 hands and just try to squeeze as much as possible and see if I can pop this thing.
Okay.
Like a
So
pimple.
let's do a strength, but I'm going to do it with advantage.
Would you allow me close quarters since it's or
all
an
right,
athletics?
All right, let's do that. Let's do close quarters based off of strength.
Okay.
1 off.
I won. So you pull at this thing and you're able to get the legs off, right? So you get the legs off the chest, and then you start to yank, and you realize just how far into the muscle, like when the first place the masseuse goes to, that muscle that connects kind of your shoulder to your neck. You realize this thing is dug itself into that part of your muscle as you're just like, oh, and you can just feel that muscle just pull off the bone a little bit as you're yanking it with your hands. All right. Are we at a fresh round up in the bridge?
Yeah, if that was just like an initial.
That was your freebies.
Okay.
Yep, for the
Yeah.
game. So let's go
Then,
ahead
yeah.
and let's do a quick speed test for Watts and Arlo. Very nice, Watts. All right. Or yeah, Watts, you get to go first.
Yeah. Just looking through my items here. Okay. I guess okay. First, I'm gonna get on the comms. Hank, deploy fire suppression systems in the cockpit. And then I'm gonna pull out the Vibe Shetty, I guess. And actually, I'm gonna go over to Arlo.
Suppression systems activating.
You pull out your machete. You're still going to have a
Yeah.
slow action. You're just going to move towards
Um,
Arlo. You won't be able to get an attack in, so you won't be able to close the distance and attack.
Yeah.
You can close the distance if you want, or you want to move over towards Arlo.
No, I'm gonna get over to Arlo. Ideally, after the fire suppression system starts blowing whatever it is, so they don't see where I'm going.
It's going to take a couple. Yeah, it's going to take a little bit for that to kick off.
Okay. Then I'm just gonna get
acknowledged.
over to him so that I'm in arm's reach of him.
Perfect. All right.
And maybe take a defensive stance of some kind.
Shotgun at Watts. Shooting a miss. So as you're moving, he ends up shooting behind you. He shot you where you were, not where you were headed.
Oh, the damage though.
Yeah.
I know. The second that he's only got one shot. Actually, he should have 0 shots left since he shot once in the hallway as Arlo was running away. So he has to reload now.
Oh, revolver, same thing. Both of them shooting at where you are and not where you were, Arlo.
Arlo is ducking. He is regretting dropping his nail gun. And how far away are they from me at this point?
10 meters, 10, 15 meters.
Okay. I am reaching for my stun baton.
Okay.
And just waiting, not really able to formulate a plan.
Can I say that I hit the retract button on the spear gun actually, so that it starts pulling back? Okay.
So yeah, the thing starts to retract its way back, and it'll the way it's built, it'll retract all the way back, locked and loaded. So it's basically a reload.
Yeah, great.
We cut back to the hallway. We've got this creature on your shoulder that's now been lifted off. You've got it by both hands. It's lodged into that muscle on your shoulder. You're trying to pull it off. I'm imagining the major has kind of got his hand down there while the SMG's going and aiming at the last bug that's in there.
It's point blank right next to his head, basically.
Yeah, exactly. Now, you can try to shoot the bug on his shoulder or the bug coming at you on the floor.
Oh, I guess both of them are close enough to attack me, right?
Correct.
Or attack.
Well, only one's really, the other one is busy, right? So the chance of that one attacking you are pretty slim.
I will try to help Frankie because he seems like he's gonna like drop dead in seconds. So as he is holding it, I will try to help him hold it and just point blank shoot it to get
give it to me with advantage.
Advantage. Oh,
a 2.
This was the last round. Oh, damn it.
All right. So in the confusion of this, you're trying to boo it. You've got his hands on top of it. This thing is wiggling and moving like this, right? Between his hands. You've put your hand on it and you're just trying and you're firing.
Wait. Can he choose to take the 21 since it would be higher? But still would beat
right.
his.
Yeah. Advantage doesn't necessarily take the lowest. It
would make
takes
sense.
the best. 24 damage.
Right.
All right. So rewind. Good call, DZ.
Thanks.
This thing is wriggling. He's got his hands on it. You've got your hand on it. You grab the tail of it and you just pull up to the point where Frankie's shoulder is lifted up a little bit higher and you just unload into the soft belly of this thing. And the bullets go through. You can see light as it clears that area off. And all of a sudden it's like rips and tears it in half. And it falls down, that thick, like burgundy sap all over him, splattered on your face. It's dead. We've got one last one left.
I imagine
shoot-
Frankie's ears are ringing a little bit.
a little bit. You shoot, you
sure.
fire, it explodes. The hallway is empty. There are no bugs left. Ahead of you is the ladder you went up to escape from this monster that was in below. You now hear the clanging, and you know that sound because it sounded just like it when it was banging to try to get in, and now it sounds like it's banging to try to get out. You look behind you, you know that the door behind you is supposed to take you to the shuttle bay, which is hopefully going to get you the hell off of this thing. We cut back to the bridge. We see the harpoon reeling back like a fish line back into the gun with the rail gun in one hand, or the harpoon gun in one hand, a vibrochetti in the other. Watts is ready to rock and roll. On the ground, we have Arlo, stun batons in hand, ready to like really take advantage of the 4 months of karate he took when he was 8. Standing, we've got one still helmeted. We've got this other just mangled, effed up guy. And we're going to fade to black. Let's go to credits. We'll come right back. All right. So we're going to do some quick plugs, and then we're going to quickly talk to the cast. Mark your calendars for the 2nd. That is this upcoming Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern. We are premiering our Deadlands adventure. It's an all-new cast. For those of you that have watched the channel, you know Jim. Jim is actually playing in this Deadlands. We are using a scenario that Shane Hensley would use every time someone asked him to run Deadlands at a convention. Super excited about it. Also this week on Tuesday, which is day after tomorrow, we're going to be releasing our Shane Hensley interview. So you're going to be able to hear my interview with Shane Hensley from Pinnacle, the guy who created Deadlands. So that comes on the podcast on Tuesday. Then we premiere Deadlands on Thursday. This Saturday, the 4th, is our Star Wars Episode 3 live stream. And then Monday, the 6th, the week from tomorrow, is Episode 2 of our Deadlands. Last but not least, on the 7th, we're going to do some Malifaux that Tuesday night. All right, I'm going to start off with DC. And it's the question I put into chat. Are the 4 of you in better shape now or when the episode started?
I mean, nothing on my character sheet has changed. I haven't taken any stress tests. I haven't taken any wounds. So I'm doing fine. I would argue that Frankie is probably in better shape than Brett was
Very true.
now. The others, I'm concerned about the next time the Major has to take a fear check.
Yeah, he's in
And,
bad shape fear-wise.
Yeah.
If he panics, it's going to be no bueno. How about you, DZ? What's next for you? So when you're between now and when we play again, what is going to be running through your mind?
I was looking through my items and like trying to think of some way I could set some kind of trap at the opening of the door, and I realized I had an oxygen tank that I might have been able to do something with, like after I'd already taken the aim. So I'm like, okay, well that's out. But hoping that the fire suppression system is obscuring vision enough that Arlo and I can get to safety.
Close the distance.
Yeah.
Oh, get to safety. Okay.
Get to say, yeah, because like I mean, in a hand-to-hand fight, I'm not going to be like terribly useful. I have like a 35 for combat, but I'm assuming that they are better in combat than I am. So making the combat as shitty as possible is in my favor.
Kyle, any guesses on who these 2 jokers are?
Probably not environmentalists, thanks to all those plants just being destroyed. How dare they? No, Arlo has no clue. He's guessing that they're either part of one of those floating ships. Probably not from the Alexis, if he would have to wager. But outside of that, he doesn't have any idea. He just knows that he does not like them.
Piracy is like, it's not common, but it does exist. It's possible that they are unrelated to all of this, but unlikely. They're probably
Well, and the one thing I'll remind you is, according to Hank, no ship is docked with the province.
so they've been outside the whole time. They waited 2 years in hyperspace.
They were surfing in hyperspace for 2 years,
Yeah,
which is how you lose an ear.
and an arm.
Vaslev, not for the major, for you. Any questions answered, and any new questions that have appeared for you as a player with all meta knowledge?
Oh, regarding the situation we are in.
Yep. Where are you now as a player versus where you were at the end of episode 1?
So we are monitoring some progress at least, right? So we know that we are waiting for confirming or not confirming the situation with the pulse if we solved it out. We know there is a backup plan regarding the reactor. But from my perspective, if our friend, the big zombie guy, is after us, I think that limits our choices actually. So that one is real scary, and we didn't. He has high saves, it seems, so that one is quite scary.
You talking about the gorilla thingy?
The gorilla, yeah.
He has a
So
combat of
it,
65.
Yeah,
that one, and the saves, I think they were quite high. Like if we managed to, I'm not sure if we hit him actually. I think that was
you never did damage to him.
yeah. So we don't know.
Yep.
Come to think of it, you could take the shuttle where it is and go to a different port, possibly closer to the reactor, instead of trying to walk through the ship, if that exists. But we'll deal with that next time.
From where it is, I mean, you're literally a deck up, right? So when you get into that shuttle, you're at the aft of the ship, and a deck below you is where the
okay.
where the engine room is. But there's only one place this shuttle connects.
I thought it was on opposite ends of the ship, so
Nope.
that's much better.
Both are at both at the aft ends.
Okay.
So Nick, what's it like losing a character, buddy?
Interesting. I didn't think it would be from a black thing on the wall, like a black parasite, or whatever it was. I mean, in the whole time when you asked for what happened, I just kept going back to Joe Dirt's snakes and sparklers. I was thinking it looked like one of those snakes, the fireworks snakes that you light.
Very much so.
And I couldn't get that out of my head, and I didn't want to say it as like, what, you figured out, but it happened, and it is what it is. And I'm starting to kind of like Frankie as a new character, kind of spun up out of left field, and getting my bearings with him. So
he's got a very impressive beard for a teenager.
He does. One of my things I think I like about Mothership is it takes 10-15 minutes to create a character. Now, these guys all have backup characters already ready made, so they're locked and loaded, ready to jump right in the way we have. So the one thing for those of you watching that run Mothership, if you don't want this to be a down and out campaign, right? So you might just have elimination game going, right? When you're dead, you're dead. That's it. But if you do want to kind of keep your players engaged, highly, highly recommend in the back of your mind, not necessarily have them have characters ready, because I think you can play a scene and someone can come in with a brand new character. It doesn't take long to create characters, but I think keeping in mind, how will you fold them in? So Nick knew that the character he was making would be on the crew of the Alexis. He knew that. So he was able to spin up that character knowing that it would be somebody on the Alexis that would have come through. All right, tons of fun. I don't think we've got it down on the schedule yet. We're gonna have to figure out when we get to episode 3. Progress wise, I think we're a little bit farther than I thought we would be, progress wise, which is good, which is really, really good. I'm gonna go ahead and let's find someone to raid. Who we want to go raid? Let's go raid the game nights real quick. These guys, they look like they're playing tabletop RPGs. It looks like a live play. Oh, they're just now starting.
How convenient.
Yeah. All right. For those of you that kept watching, I appreciate it.